What is BRICS? BRICS is a grouping of the world economies of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa formed by the 2010 addition of South Africa to the predecessor BRIC. The original acronym BRIC, or the BRICs, was coined in 2001 by Goldman Sachs economist Jim O'Neill to describe fast-growing economies that would collectively dominate the global economy by 2050. Why BRICS is important? The BRICS have a combined area of 39,746,220 square kilometers, 15,346,100 sq mi, and an estimated total population of about 3.1 billion or about 26.7% of the world's land surface and 41.5% of the global population. Brazil, Russia, India, and China are among the world's 10 largest countries by population, area, and GDP, PPP, and the latter three are widely considered to be current or emerging superpowers. All 5 states are members of the G20 with a combined nominal GDP of $28.06 trillion, about 26.6% of the gross world product, a total GDP, PPP, of around $56.65 trillion, 32.5% of global GDP PPP, and an estimated $4.46 trillion in combined foreign reserves as of 2018. Purpose of BRICS. BRICS were originally identified for the purpose of highlighting investment opportunities and had not been a formal intergovernmental organization since 2009. They have increasingly formed into a more cohesive geopolitical bloc, with their governments meeting annually at formal summits and coordinating multilateral policies. China hosted the most recent 14th BRICS summit on 24 July 2022. Bilateral relations among BRICS are conducted mainly on the basis of non-interference, equality, and mutual benefit. Entry of South Africa. In 2010, South Africa began efforts to join the BRIC grouping, and the process for its formal admission began in August of that year. 22. South Africa officially became a member nation on 24 December 2010, after being formally invited by China to join. 23. And subsequently accepted by other BRIC countries. Potential further expansion. Since South Africa joined the BRIC grouping, now BRICS, in 2010, numerous other countries have expressed interest in joining the bloc, including Argentina and Iran. Both signaled their intent to join BRICS during meetings with senior Chinese officials, the current BRICS chair, over the course of the summer of 2022. Beijing backed Argentina's potential accession following a meeting between Argentine Foreign Minister Santiago Cafiero and Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi on the margins of the G20 summit in Indonesia. China once again reiterated support for Argentina's potential application during a subsequent meeting between Cafiero and Yi on the margins of the 77th UN General Assembly. Likewise, it is understood that Russia, India, and Brazil all support Argentina's application. Iran also submitted an application in June 2022 to Chinese authorities to join the Economic Association of Emerging Markets. Relations between Iran, China and Russia have warmed in recent months as all 3 governments seek new allies against increasing Western opposition. There is no formal application process as such to join BRICS, but any hopeful government must receive unanimous backing from all existing BRICS members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to receive an invitation. Ahead of the BRICS summit, South Africa's Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor said that there are 12 countries interested in joining the initiative. Of the 12, she mentioned 7 countries specifically, namely Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Algeria, Argentina, Mexico and Nigeria. On 14 June 2023, Russia's ambassador to Egypt announced that Egypt had applied to join BRICS. New currency against US dollar? BRICS leaders have said they want to use their national currencies more instead of the dollar, which strengthened sharply last year as the Federal Reserve raised interest rates and Russia invaded Ukraine, making dollar debt and many imports more expensive. The objective, irreversible process of de-dollarization of our economic ties, is gaining momentum. Dethrone dollar? However, the dollar still dominates global trade. It is on one side of almost 90% of global forex transactions, according to Bank of International Settlements data. De-dollarizing would need countless exporters and importers, as well as borrowers, lenders and currency traders across the world, to independently decide to use other currencies. What is BRICS currency backed by? Gold reserves. To further understand what is BRICS currency backed by, one must look at the gold reserves. Though not matching America's reserves, which hover around 8,100 tons, BRICS nations collectively aren't far behind. This considerable gold reserve pool places the alliance almost on par with the United States. According to the IMF World Gold Council, the first 2 months of this year saw the largest purchases of gold from Singapore, 51.4 tons, Turkey, 45.5 tons, China, 39.8 tons, Russia, 31.1 tons, and India, 2.8 tons. It seems clear that BRICS countries are accumulating gold in preparation for their new currency, noting Turkey, among many others, has applied for BRICS membership. But what will this mean for me? As a BRICS national, we have the following advantages. Having a foreign currency reserve might help stabilize economy. Encourages trade, tourism and often means lower unemployment. Steady exchange rate simply stability. Traveling abroad or buying a house overseas will be easier. Steady rates usually safeguard against sharp devaluations. As an investor in a BRICS country, consumer confidence increased. BRICS countries can pay international debts quicker and have more reassuringly stable economies. Stable economies increases spending and economic growth, hence there's more money going into companies you might have shares in. Relatively constant exchange rates also mean investments are safer. Conclusion. Success of Chandrayaan-3 and India is on the moon. The whole world is already awestruck with achievement of one of the BRICS member. All this makes us believe what Jim O'Neill said earlier, that to describe fast-growing economies that would collectively dominate the global economy by 2050.